Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Um, I got an insane deal on an exhaust for the Q50, but I kind of wanted to give you guys the backstory of how like everything happened, and I had no idea what I was actually getting. I was really confused on what exhaust this was. I was just happy to, go with a higher diameter on the Q because the stock exhaust is like a 1.5-inch exhaust all the way down, and this is a 2.5, so it's going to be a lot better than stock either way, right? So I was just happy in picking up this exhaust. But I was going through Facebook Marketplace and it notified me that something popped up for the Q50. And when I clicked on it, it was this exhaust. And as I was looking at it, the description said it was like a still-in exhaust. But when I was looking at it, like it did look kind of similar. The front portion or like the back portion of the exhaust tips looked kind of like still-in, but the rest of it didn't look anything like still-in. So I was really confused on what exhaust this was. I was going, online on Google and everything, trying to figure out what exhaust this was, and I could not figure it out for the life of me. The pictures weren't the best either, so it wasn't really helping. But come to find out, this is actually a $2,000 exhaust for the Q50. Let me go ahead and turn the camera on so I can show you guys how I confirm what exhaust it is. All right, so here's the exhaust going all the way down to full catback. Now, when I was looking at the pictures, I was almost certain this was the MBRP exhaust, which is okay. Like this, it sounds decent, but it's not like my favorite exhaust. But I was thinking because of like the shape on the back right here, I was thinking it was MBRP. But when I was looking at pictures of the MBRP, the only thing that I saw that was similar to it was like this right here. But it's not in the exact location of where the MBRP has that placed that. So it's not MBRP because of that. Now, when I looked at the exhaust, I had this symbol right here. If you guys don't know what that is, that's the Fast Intentions logo. Now, I was thinking, I don't think this is a Fast Intentions because the Fast Intentions that I kept seeing online had like the more muffler style, I guess you can say, resonators right here. So it's larger, right? It's more square. I kept seeing those pictures, so I was like, it can't be Fast Intentions. I'm assuming they got the tips and just extended it, and they found tips and added it to this exhaust, but it was still MBRP. Now, when I was looking at Fast Intentions has different types of exhaust. It has the resonators right here, but then they also have just the straight through ones. That doesn't have a resonator, it's just straight pipe. And I kept seeing just a straight pipe one, so I didn't think it was Fast Intentions. Now, as I was scrolling through, I was like, this doesn't really look like MBRP. Has a different design somewhere around the area right there. So it can't be that one. So what exhaust is this? It wasn't still-in because still-in looks different. The only similar, I guess, item on here that looks similar to still-in is going to be this section right here. But the still-in one goes into like one pipe down and then it goes into two. Now, how I confirm that this is Fast Intentions exhaust is because I went through the forums and I started looking at the different types of exhaust people have. Now, I noticed that on the Fast Intentions, it actually has a logo right here. So as you can see right there, it has a Fast Intentions logo on the resonator. And when I looked online, those individuals that had this exhaust, some of them had a straight pipe, some of them had a resonator, but I guess there's options where you can add a resonator right there. And then there's an option between like the fatter muffler and this more circular muffler right here. So then after that, I was able to confirm that this is actually a Fast Intentions exhaust that is worth close, if not around 2K. Now, if you go online, I think it's like 1,700 or something with the resonator installed. And the muffler tips, doesn't matter if it's sport or touring, it's still 1,700 for either one. But when you add the resonators, it's $200 on top of that. So I think it's like 1,500. Add the resonators right there, goes up $200. So this exhaust most likely shipped and with taxes is probably like around 2K. And I picked it up for $200 with a stock exhaust that I had sitting around for the old Q50 I had, which is insane. So I had that exhaust sitting around for like 5 years, and I was finally able to get rid of it at a good cost for getting this exhaust for $200. And this is one of like the best sounding exhausts that you can honestly get for the Q50. This is one of my favorite. The Tomy sounds amazing as well with the VR30, but I think that this one and the Tomy are like the best ones. Now, there's a few issues with it. The good thing is that they actually welded that section right there so it doesn't come apart, which I know is an issue. The welds look good right there. I don't see any issues with that. It has the clamps for the mufflers. And then the only issue is, as you can see over here, it has the bracket, right? But over here, it broke off. But I just need to get a new one welded on there and we're good to go. And the hole's not that big, so once they add that, it should be able to cover up that hole right there. So it was honestly just tripping me out, the fact that was extended. I'm assuming they did that because they wanted the tips to stick out a little bit further than how it looks stock. Because if you compare it right now, and I move this back a little bit to align with the downpipes, it does stick out fairly, like about this much. So I'm assuming they just did it to show the tips. But yeah, I honestly got like an insane deal on this. I did not know what I was even getting. I was honestly just happy to increase the diameter of the exhaust, because obviously having a larger exhaust allows the car to breathe better. So me just getting an aftermarket exhaust that's going to allow it to breathe better, I was already happy with. I just spent $200 technically with a stock exhaust that possibly could have sold for like $100. It's just crazy, honestly. It baffles me. But I cannot wait to install this thing. I am really, really excited to put this on the Q50. It's going to sound insane, and I cannot wait to just throw it on. So that's going to be the exhaust setup. And then here are the downpipes that I just got repaired. If you guys watched the previous video, I had picked these up for $200. Got them welded right here because I had a crack for $40. So we'll be installing these once I do the exhaust. So this is going to refine the tone because it has resonators. So it has quite a few, right? So it has those two, those larger ones, and it's going to have these two as well for the downpipe. I think it's going to make it sound really good, remove a lot, if not most, of the rasp that you can get after adding an exhaust. And I cannot wait to see how this is going to sound. I don't think I've seen anybody run resonated HKS downpipes with this exhaust. I think I have seen a few aftermarket with like just the regular downpipes without a resonator, and it still sounds good, but I think it's going to sound better with the resonator ones. But yeah, there you guys go. Just wanted to show you something else that I picked up for the Q50. Once I found out, because I just found out yesterday, because I picked up the exhaust like 2 days ago, and I was still kind of like wondering, what exhaust is this? I don't really know. And after finding out that it's the Fast Intentions one, it honestly just made my day, to be honest with you. Because the MBRP, I don't really like too much how it sounds, but I've heard these on the Q50 and it really sounds nice. I really like the exhaust tone on the Fast Intentions. It just sounds so good, and I cannot wait to throw it on the Q50. But yeah, kind of a short video, just showing you guys what is going to be going on the Q50 very soon. I plan to do this most likely next week. Tackle this, throw it on to give it a nice tone. And after that, we'll most likely do the downpipes. Because of course I wanted to throw the exhaust on first, because the downpipes don't really make a huge difference with the stock exhaust. But after adding this exhaust with the downpipes, I'm sure it's going to sound really, really nice. I cannot wait to put this all together. But thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.